Hi, this is Tim Parry from Multi-Channel Merchant, and on our left is Ken Burke from MarketLive, and on the right, Laura Hnatow from Cuddledown, and we are talking Hnatow Direct Exchange 2013 about the session they just put on e-commerce. And Laura, let's start with you. You talked about navigation, HTML menus, and some of the unique ways that Cuddledown is using them on its site. What's working right now for you guys as you guys go through this journey?
Yeah, it's been really interesting. I mean, one of the things that we've discovered is that you don't want to kitchen sink the design of it. Make sure that you are elevating really only the most important categories to customers so they can filter and get down to the information they want quickly. But also use that space really well, the design space, to promote other products, not just the categories themselves, but merchandise it either with products, promotions that you're offering, perhaps elevate some ratings and reviews, or even just customers' comments about the good service, reinforce the service that you offer, your value proposition, perhaps even your guarantee. It's a good place to just communicate lots of different content that doesn't really fit in merchandising spots on the site elsewhere.
And you just you launched within this past week in March 2013 faceting and guided navigation on your site. What are some of the most important lessons that you guys learned in the process, whether it was before, whether it was during the process, whether it's within a week that since you launched the features?
Yeah, it has been fairly recent. Well, one of the things that we learned was actually a recommendation from Ken's group was to start small, because it is a really overwhelming project, more so than you think. It's not like just turning on a feature. And its success really depends on the quality of the data in your back-end system that you have in order to elevate those facets to customers on the site. So things that you should do is spend some time really looking at your analytics and understanding what people are searching for on the site. Look at the internal site search results and see, for example, we found that country of origin might be something important to elevate for us because made in the USA is something that's frequently searched for. Other than that, you might want to just start with the things that people definitively use as filtering tools for buying product, size, color, price, and then go from there, and be thinking again about other elements that are very important decision-making factors, like the ratings that a product might get, or other social signals might be important as well.
Ken, you were mentioning social graph and how it seems to be changing the way the merchants can be social with their customers. What are some of your favorite examples of social graph being used right now by e-commerce merchants?
Yeah, no, they're actually, it's a growing list of e-commerce companies that are actually bringing social graph information using Facebook Open Graph to bring that data back into their site, which is actually really exciting because we've been looking at social and we've been doing it externally outside the site on Facebook and all these other sites. Bring that rich data in and integrate it into the overall shopping experience has really been great. Some companies that have done a great early adopter job of this is Charlotte Russe, where they're bringing in friend information, and as you're shopping, you're able to click on certain friends that you can see what they're buying. Macy's.com is doing polling, which I think is really interesting, where you can say, hey, I can't figure out which product of these 4 or 5 to buy, let my friends vote on it, as an example. Netflix just announced, actually, literally this week, the integration of Open Graph into the Netflix site, so you can see what your friends are watching with their movie selections, and they can see yours as well. So pretty interesting stuff out there.
That's very cool.
There's something I was going to ask also. I know, Laura, you were talking about making your sites tablet ready, and Ken, I know you're not a fan of responsive design when it comes to having all the work maybe to get that set up.
Exactly.
When you were working together on the page, what kind of advice did you have for Laura on making your site tablet ready, but not necessarily going through a whole new redesign?
Yeah, well, the first thing you have to do is you have to be aware of what your user's actually using and the device that they're using as well. So things such as staying away from certain things that are that don't work well in tablets, like certain types of drop-down menus don't work well. Vertical drop-down menus, an example. Make your buttons bigger. Use icons. We've seen other sites out there use iconography a little bit more effectively to actually bring that. And then consider the swishing,
gesturing.
Exactly,
yeah.
gesturing.
Yeah.
Because that's becoming a really big thing. So a lot of people use sliders on their site. Make sure that they're just tablet aware, so that when they're being programmed inside the template, it can auto-detect a tablet and allow for that, as opposed to having it hit on next and back buttons or next and back arrows. Those are a couple things. Laura, did you have?
Yeah. Well, we did a great strategy session with the MarketLive team, and basically just went through and audited the site for for the different elements that, we could just take what was currently there and just recode it differently. Some of the things we do also with that gesturing idea is you can mimic sliders and things like gesture techniques that they don't actually function that way, they just look that way. And I think just creating the presentation that you're designing for a tablet-enabled device is important. So those were some of the things that we worked on. We also just thought more about this very horizontal design, and also making sure that you audit your site to make sure that you don't have legacy code on your site somewhere that's showing up because you didn't go back and revisit it and think about optimizations for tablet.
I thought a great little technique is just making the spacing in between the menu selections just a little bit bigger, even if the
smallest
titling,
amount.
Yeah, even if the titling's a little smaller, making that space between there, so when you click, you can actually.
Yeah, for that Fitz law, hitting that target that's further away, it's really important for people. And we design with the mindset of like, I'm designing for a mason, somebody who has really big hands.
Yeah.
Excellent. Laura, Ken, thank you so much for your time today. Enjoy the rest of Hnatow Direct Exchange 2013.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.